104.6. Bronson's here to help, which is perfect because I think that is about a half kilo a week. So in 2 weeks, down about a kilo. What do you think, Bronson? Is that good?
Can you tell the people what happened yesterday?
What happened yesterday? Nothing happened yesterday.
Exactly.
No, literally nothing happened yesterday.
Why weren't you at the gym?
Well, I didn't train yesterday because I gave myself a mild strain in one of my erectors when I was deadlifting on Tuesday. Although deadlifts felt incredible, I just wasn't very mindful on one rep and paid for it a little bit. So yesterday was pretty shitty, but I'm back. I mean, it's 60-70% better already. So like I said, I think it was a minor thing. I do think that Tuesday was a very productive session. You know, still keeping the weights very moderate, and technique felt absolutely dialed in, aside from that second rep of my one warm-up set where I kind of lost it forward a little bit. I don't think I was expecting myself to be that snappy and strong, so I wasn't as well braced as I should have been. But you know, shit happens. I'll push my trap bar, pendlay row, and what's my other movement that day? I don't know. It's all rowing, all upper back, RDLs. I'll push that day till this weekend, hopefully get it in, depending on how my back feels. But just gonna go through a whole bunch of bench and tricep work today. So.
Well, what are you doing today?
Today's gonna be bench against chains, work up to a single at an 8, and then 7 singles at 85%. And then some dumbbell tricep work before I go on to do barbell overhead press and dumbbell bench press. So triceps first and then a bunch of pressing. By the end of the day, my triceps are usually pretty mangled. So just took my top single on the chain bench there. I usually like to leave myself a bit of a range for my goal for my top set. So last week I hit 125. This week was between 127 and 130. 120 felt a little bit heavy, so I went for 127 and it was perfect, right on the money. A true 8. So then off that, I'm gonna do my singles at 117 and a half. I got 7 of those.
This one guy was asking, maybe I missed the info somewhere, but did you actually go to a doctor with your issues? And I think we probably have a lot of new subscribers who don't know what you've done.
For sure. So we got a couple questions. We got a lot of suggestions. And a lot of people like sort of responding to the fact that my hip and my back are a little bit messed up and have been for a while. So to answer the questions that we had, I know we probably have a bunch of new subscribers since I sort of initially started dealing with this. Yes, I've gone to doctors. I've gone to a couple of sport med doctors. I've gone to 2 or 3 chiropractors. I've gone to physiotherapists. I've had x-ray, I've had MRI, and I've had ultrasound done. All inconclusive, all showing nothing in my hips or low back in terms of discs, in terms of muscular damage, in terms of tendons, in terms of ligaments, anything. No protein buildups or bone growths or anything like that. So that's kind of the reason that I guess one of the reasons that I get frustrated sometimes. But at the same time, I'm working with, in my opinion, one of the best coaches out there, Mike Teixeira. So I think we've got a pretty good handle on things. I think we're moving in the right direction. As with any chronic or long-term injury, it's a process. It's a really long process, especially if you want to continue to train. I mean, I could just stop training and go bench only and just never have to worry about my hip, but that's not going to work for me. So I appreciate all the suggestions, all the people trying to help. I know you're coming from a good place, but I'm very confident that what I'm doing and the methods I'm using and the people I have access to and the coaches and specialists that I'm in contact with and trusting are leading me in the right direction. So while I appreciate the suggestions to try keto or a plant-based diet, I personally, like, that would, how to put this tactfully, that would probably give me a nocebo effect because I don't believe that that has any correlation with healing injuries or anything like that. So,
well, that kind of leads into the next question of, have you tried yoga?
But that's the thing, I don't want to shit on people for trying to help, you know, because anybody who's like, you should try this, you should do that, everybody's coming from a good place. And I really appreciate that. That doesn't align with my beliefs or my chosen path on any of this stuff. So it would be easy for me to be knee-jerk and be like, oh, that's a stupid suggestion. But that'd also be pretty ignorant, I think. So thank you for all the suggestions, but I think we're on the right track. This week was actually super productive. Like I said, I had a little bit of a strain in my back. Yes, Dylan's been laughing at me ever since it happened.
I'm going to post the text that you sent me that morning.
What?
Because the night before, oh, it's just a little strain, and then the next morning...
Well, it's always worse in the morning, right? It's worse first thing in the morning.
Yep.
Because everything stiffens up overnight. By the time I moved around and drank my coffee, I was fine. I probably could have come in and worked yesterday.
Okay.
But whatever, man. I know what it looks like.
Over here.
Where?
Over here.
Oh.
Down here.
You're always hiding in the weirdest little spots. It's creepy, dude.
Another question. I feel like this guy brings up a good point.
What?
I'm not going to read the whole question, but basically he's asking or saying, wouldn't being in a calorie deficit plus lifting lighter weights be pretty detrimental to your training?
It'd be detrimental to my strength, I think. I think that it puts me probably at a higher risk for losing strength, but I'm honestly really not that worried about it right now. I'm not trying to push my numbers. I'm not trying to be as strong as possible. I'm going to maintain pretty damn well, I think, just by continuing to lift. And that's why I'm doing all the singles, is to try to maintain as much adaptation as I can in terms of powerlifting specific strength and skills. The cutting, to me, like the caloric deficit, just gives me something else to focus on, because I tend to be a pretty goal-oriented person, I guess. So as long as I'm working towards something and seeing results, it's, I don't want to say motivating, but it's encouraging. So like I'm down a kilo in 2 weeks, which is pretty much perfect. So that to me is encouraging. And I think if I didn't have that to focus on, then it would be harder for me to be okay with losing strength.
Also, a lot of the viewers want to know how tall I am.
How tall is Dylan?
I'm 5'5".
Dylan's 5'5"
So
with Photoshop.
If you look at the reference from that last video,
He's-
where I was measuring Bryce,
He's
you can
6'6".
see Bryce is
6'6"?
Bryce is clearly 4'5".
Yeah, no, I'm 3'2".
Yeah.
No, Dylan, you're 6'6" though.
Yeah.
That's the truth. All right, that's it for bench. I'm gonna do some tricep work now.
How did your bench go?
Bench went great. I really like benching against chains. It feels like it's just the right strength curve for my bench because the chains kind of kick in right where I start to get weak. And yeah, I think I had like the exact right weight on there. I feel like I killed it today, so that was good. Again, encouraging.
What are we moving on to?
Dumbbell tricep extensions. So a lot of my bodybuilding stuff right now, Mike's got me doing a pretty cool protocol. Start off with like a set percentage, do an AMRAP, and then take a percentage of my estimated max to dictate the working load for that day. And it usually puts me right at the point where I'm getting a lot of reps close to failure. In some cases even failing, as you'll see on the pressing movements I do after my dumbbell tricep work. But yeah, we'll show you guys how it goes. Overhead press is going okay. I didn't do as well as last week. My estimated max is about 5 pounds less. But bench was up this week, and honestly, that's way more important to me than my overhead press. So yeah, the drop sets are feeling better than they did last week, which is a good thing. So I don't know, small victories, right?
Is there a reason why you don't do very much overhead press in your training?
Why don't I do much overhead press training? I feel like it's not as transferable as like an incline press for me. I think I've talked to a lot of people who are like, oh man, my overhead press went up, my bench just skyrocketed. That's not me. I trained my overhead press pretty religiously for a while there before I started working with Mike, and it didn't really seem to do much for my bench, while incline pressing and variations of incline pressing seem to do a lot. So in terms of my own personal programming, I think that's the reason. Now I'm doing some dumbbell bench. Started off with 95, got 13 reps, 12 reps, 13 reps, something like that. So I have 5 sets of 8 at 90 pounds. And I think that's a pretty big increase on last week. So.
Do you find it's carrying over at all to your bench?
Honestly, my competition bench felt pretty weak this week, but that could have been any number of reasons. I feel like my bench is feeling good. Like I have a very good groove. It feels consistent week to week. I mean, some days you're gonna be stronger and some days you're gonna be weaker, but overall definitely feel like my bench is at in the best place it's ever been before. All right guys, that's it for today. Dumbbell bench went quite well. Got all of my reps on my sets of 8 this week, which is a big step ahead of last week. Got to take those little victories when you're doing stuff like this. So I'm stoked every time I get a little PR on my JM press or whatever the heck weird little movement I'm doing. You got to learn to love it all. Just as an aside, please, we need your help. Go check out the video from yesterday. We're in the running for this thing called Story Hive. It's a grant so we can make another, or not another, but a new kind of video, something brand new, something more in-depth, something more cinematic with more storytelling, and we need your help. So please go check out the link either in the description below or yesterday's video and throw us a vote. You guys can vote once a day, so please do so. If you can remember, set a reminder, I don't know, whatever you can do, please help us out. We're asking you, or we beg of you, please help us out. Let us know what you guys think of this format of video. We definitely switched things up today and are probably gonna do some more stuff like this, a little more interactive, a little more, I don't know, personal? What do you think, Dylan? What is this video style?
It's more raw.
More raw.
That's what YouTubers say.
Yeah, we're gonna cut Dylan out of this. But anyways, yeah, let us know what you think of this kind of video. If you have any questions about anything, obviously leave them in the comments below. We are looking for more questions of the day. I answered a bunch in this video, so maybe we'll get a bunch in the next video and we can make it a little information-packed Q&A / workout vlog extravaganza, and go vote for our story hive, please. All right, guys, till next time, see you later.